Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's common prayer. We invite you to stand and join in our gathering song.
Good morning. Welcome to this week's common prayer on the topic of friendship. Justin and I had the opportunity to serve together on the Philadelphia service trip in January of 2007. Reflecting back on that, our service encompassed working at a homeless shelter called Our Brother's Place, right in the heart of the city of brotherly love. This service inspired us to reflect on the theme of friendship for today's common prayer. The Philly trip was the first chance I got to know a group of guys who were really dedicated to serving others. From this group, I formed several unique friendships, many of which last to this day. Each trip's group has been united through fraternal titles and inside jokes, such as the dipsticks of 2006, Father Sal's personal favorite, the 2007 Windex advertisements, and you can ask him about later but I'll just say that Father Sal is very fun to watch. I'm sure that the 08 and 09 groups have their unique memories and bonds as well. In addition to the bonds that are formed within each group, the various Philly groups have gotten to know each other during reunions each fall. We've shared meals, reminisced about the trip, reflected on our service at the shelter, and of course, shared our stories about Father Sal. So it's always a good time. But in all seriousness, this common experience of service and friendship has formed a sort of brotherhood among the various groups. The opening song suggests that we are one, not only with each other, but with those of the past and with those who will come after us in the future. This is exactly how we feel about the Philly trip. We are one group, united with each other and united with our friends back in Philly at our brother's place. We share a common friendship in Christ. We hope that today's common prayer will allow you to recognize the blessings of friendship in your own lives and gain new insights on what friendship really means.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends, for everything that I learned from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will last. Then the Father will give you whatever you ask in my name. This is my command: love each other.
The following excerpt is from Dr. Paul Waddell's book, Happiness and the Christian Moral Life. Aristotle said that without friends, no one would choose to live. The most important reason we need friends is because a life of goodness and happiness depends on having certain kinds of relationships. Aristotle represents a tradition that appreciated the central role of friendship in one's ongoing transformation in goodness and virtue. For him, friendship makes a life of goodness and happiness possible, because there is no way our quest for goodness could be sustained, much less successfully completed, without the guidance and support of friends making that quest with us. Thomas Aquinas suggested that human beings are made not only for friendship with one another, but also for friendship with God, what he called charity, or caritas. Our most exquisite happiness, Aquinas insisted, comes from all of us together, seeking and enjoying a life of intimate friendship with God. Human beings are created for communion. We are fashioned for intimacy. But Aquinas realized the deepest truth of our being is that collectively we are made for intimacy and communion with God, and nothing less will content us. For Aquinas, the Christian life is a community's ongoing initiation into friendship with God.